Yo guys, what's up? Yo guys, this is like an emergency live stream. Do you guys hear all the commotion in the house? Because Uraz is doing all the planning shit for the wedding. And I'm like, fuck that. You do the women things, and I'm gonna do the man things. And the man things involves making money and also helping my Discord group. So fuck off, guys. Okay, we gotta really go over this. But before we go over this, you guys need to see something pretty fucking wild. I just made $6,000 on the Bitcoin trade. This is my P&L for the past 11 days, and it hasn't even updated today yet. Like today hasn't even updated. So I'm up a lot, okay? I'm up a lot. I'm up $31,800 total in 11 days, which is an average of 3,300 a month, which is equal to $1.3 million a year. But the winning days don't really fucking matter. Like it says I have 3 losing days, but are these really losing days where I'm down like some days actually yeah, they're legitimate. So if you guys I want to show you guys something the difference between a professional trader and like someone who just gambles. See my losses 1.3k, my loss 1.1k, my loss 1.5k. You guys notice that they're low? Look at my average win. It's 3.6k. My average loss is 1.3k. Some of my wins are gigantic. You guys are reading that right. That's a $17,000 profit day, right? Here's a 7,000 profit day. Today I'm up 5,300 after fees. So I'm just trying to show you guys the difference between somebody who loses and then they don't know how to stop themselves out. So think of it like this, okay? Think of it like this, where there's 2 different types of people that trade. One person is like me and they focus on risk management. They focus on only taking specific trades, not over trading. They focus on cutting their losses and taking very high probability trades. They don't over leverage. They take only trades that are really high probability. And then the other person, what they do is they put all their money into their account. They're trading more than they can actually be willing to lose or are comfortable with. They're over leveraging. They're not having good stop losses, and they're taking any trades that they think can make them a profit. Which trader is more likely to be profitable? It's going to be obviously me, right? You got to go with the safe trader, and the safe trader over time always wins it. And this is a private Discord stream right now, by the way. I don't give a fuck about the public. This is for you guys that are paying for the shit. So I'm going to rush right now to get this through because I need you guys to know something really important. Just hang on with me. And the main point is that I think we're getting very, very close to a top right now. That's the point of this stream. If you look at aggregate trades, you fucking see the bears hammering, right? Do you see that? Aggregate trades, the bears are fucking hammering. Look how red things are. 1.2 mil, 2.8 mil. So the reason why I'm streaming this is because there might be an opportunity for a continuation for short. So this is one of the last saving graces in terms of the last trend line that we can ever identify on the Bitcoin chart. And the very last one that we can identify is on the log chart with this trend line. So you have to see that as one possible resistance. Now, another thing that we're seeing is the 55 EMA resistance, and this thing is nasty, nasty good. So if you take a look at it on a non-log, let's just, for example, here, if you extract, oh, there's so many people here wishing us congratulations on the wedding. Honestly, if I had to choose between the wedding and trading Bitcoin and making a lot of money, I would choose the wedding. It's what I would tell her. So if you extrapolated the AMA right now, this is what it looks like. It's holding, right? It's held. Right here, it held. You just consider it held. On a different time frame, it would be a wick. See here, it held. It held here as well. It held like crazy. So now we finally break below it, and then look what happens. Okay, we broke below it here first, and then we are now at a major resistance. So do you guys see how it resists there? you gotta understand that it resisted for 2 fucking months. All of July and all of August, it resisted. So we're now right there again. That means 100% for a fact that there's a fucking resistance there. Combined with that log thing that I drew for you, doesn't look good on the monthly, but if you draw on the weekly, it looks really good, right? I'm looking on the weekly right now, like on a log. We're definitely like at a resistance of some sort, no doubt about it. And that's not even like the main things that are contributing to like a resistance. Okay, so Elliott wave theory, it goes something like this. The first wave can kind of channel like that, and then it drops down, and then you can see a fucking huge wave go up. And then you see another one. Whenever you see a slowly trending line like that, assume it's the first wave, guys. Always assume it's the first wave. Okay, so right here, what you're seeing is that this is looking like it's a first wave. If you were to break it up into waves, it would be one there, and then it would be one kind of here, right? And then the third one would be one right here. Would you guys agree with me? It's hard, right? It's hard to disagree with that. And then if you want to back it up even further, what you go to is you go to like say a 20 EMA. A 20 EMA on, for example, a 5-hour or even a 6-hour. What you're seeing is that, so the EMAs, every time it bounces, it can act like a wave that's going to support it. Okay, so let me give you an idea. So if this is your Elliott wave theory right here, and it's doing something like that, your EMAs can act as a support for each wave. So wave 2, wave 4 for the pivots. Not only that, if this was the chandelier exit indicator, it would do the same thing. Okay, it would do something like that, where wave 2 bounces, wave 4 bounces. You don't believe me? Let me give you an example. I know you guys believe me, but I need to give you examples of how the market works when there's chandelier exits and supports that end up acting like that. So for example, if I looked on axis for chandelier exit, well, this one's not the best example. I screwed myself up here. This is not the best example at all for axis. But you'll generally see, even if I isolate it to this wave alone, like right there, okay, let's go to this wave for axis. What you'll see is that there's one EMA that's going to hold as support for all of it, traditionally. So for example, if you see the 20 EMA, it bounces there, it bounces there. And then you also see a chandelier exit that's going to hold throughout the entire wave, okay? So once it's broken, then that means that the trend is now changing. So if you take a look at BTC, the way that we're trending right now, this is guaranteed 100% wave 1, 2. Probably somewhere there's a 3, 4, and a 5. You also see that the way that it trends off of the chandelier exit, this is a wave 1. This is a wave, this is a wave 2. This is a wave 4. Do you see that? So because it's a wave 4 right now, oh fuck, I'm on public. Shit, I did not mean to make this public for everybody. This was supposed to be an emergency broadcast only for my Discord group. I forgot to change it to private. I'm sorry, guys. All right, it's fine. You guys can reap in for the benefits as well, but I'm going to be very firm to let you guys know that I'm going to keep this private only. It wasn't a mistake. I'm not going to show my course in this video. I just literally banked in $6,000 profit on a trade that was 5 minutes. So there's some emergency information right now to tell everybody. So that's the count. So I confirmed it with a few things. Okay, the resistance is coming up, and the reason I confirmed it is because of a few things, which I'll mention again. The weekly 55 EMA is coming up. It's coming up. It's right there. It's coming up. There was a resistance before for July and August. It's coming up. The log chart as well is coming up, and I'm about to break down the Elliott wave even further for you guys. Don't worry. So the log chart says that the weekly EMA is coming up again. Okay. And then now let's break down the final wave. The final wave is right over here. And I'm about to short like a $1.5 million position. Last time I was really careful. I only shorted 800K. I scalped $800,000 for $6,000 profit. So that's kind of crazy. You know, like that's a little bit crazy. How this profit is. I like to trade Bitcoin, guys. I love to trade Bitcoin for small profits and big positions. And I'm up $32,000 in literally like, 11 days, which paid for our wedding. So now that we're going to break down the waves right here, this wave is what we're going to break it down. So check this out right now. Okay. Sorry if I'm talking kind of fast. I do admit that I've had a lot of wine. I'm getting married like tomorrow. So of course I'm going to have a shit ton of wine today. So this looks like it could be something like that. Would you agree with me? So this is the final fifth wave, and it looks like it could be like that. So I'm going to give you two alternate counts. This is, or one more alternate count and two counts total. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I break it down further, what you're seeing right now is this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, right? And this, it looks like it's a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make the 3. And then the last one makes a 5. So there's two different hiccups. Two scenarios. If this is the 5 right now, then we're actually in the 5th already. And this is now making a 1, a 2, and there's going to be a 3, 4, 5 down. You know what I mean? So the thing is, we don't know if that's actually a second wave or if it's actually the continuation of another wave. So the alternate count is, if this one's right, oh, don't worry, I got a punchline, guys. I got a crazy punchline. Just hang tight. So if that's not the count, then this is the count. 1, 2, 3. Who knows what the fuck that is? But that's too small to be a 4. So it's not the right count. So if that's not the right count, or if this is the right count, just for some miracle that this one tiny correction was the final count, we're going to make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so either way, we're so close to the top based off of Elliott wave, unless we get a gigantic trending pattern that's extended. But, guys, this is the key ingredient. So you do not want to ever enter on breakouts unless you're willing to risk 1 or 2% and you're willing to use your chandelier exit indicator as your stop loss. That is key. Breakouts in bull markets, they don't fucking work as well as you think. And the reason they don't work is because there's too many false breakouts. Okay? There's just too many false breakouts. So what you do for anything, this is what I teach in my course that's 20 hours coming out. The Ultimate Bull Market Strategy course is out in probably 3 days, before Friday for sure. It's going to teach you all of my strategies, and I can't even explain it all here because it just takes too long. Doesn't matter if you're playing the ascending triangle and looking for a break up, or you're looking for a breakdown. Buying it on the breaks at the apex, wherever it breaks out, is very risky, and the chances are you're going to have a lot of doubt as well, and there could be more fakeouts. So the best way to trade it is to let the breakout happen decisively. And then once it breaks out, you zoom into a smaller time frame. That's key. You zoom into a smaller time frame. So if you're on a 30-minute chart and it breaks out, zoom into a smaller one, and then you let a small consolidation pattern happen, whatever happens there, and then you play the continuation. And then if it breaks out and it does a small consolidation pattern, and then it breaks out, then that's where you trade it. So this right here, when it consolidates, it can do one of two things. It can just be a simple ABC where you catch the dip to break out, or you simply play the continuation on a pattern. But if that doesn't happen, okay, then what you do is you let it break out again, super small consolidation, then you go. So you get a double confirmation of what's going on. Now, the key thing about this trade that's going to come up right now is this, guys. There is a major trend line that's occurring, okay? There's a major trend line. You see that? Yeah, you fucking see that trend line, right? So the way you trade this is easy. Listen, take notes. The way you trade this is, because we're so close to a top based off of Elliott wave theory, based off of the 55 moving average on the weekly, based off of the 55 moving average on the monthly, based off of the logarithmic trendline resistance, which is the last standing resistance that we have for Bitcoin. This last trend line right here that I'm showing you is the final holding for Bitcoin. So we could do one of two things. We can break out, and then my other scenario is true, where we go a little bit higher, and then we fall down. But if it doesn't happen, this is the key. You let this break happen first of all, okay? You let it happen. You don't enter on the breakout over here. Once it's really, really, really confirmed, I would say that a confirmation would probably be below a break of here, okay? below a break of there. I've got a lot of Bitcoin that I'm willing to trade right now. I'm about to trade about how much Bitcoin's here? About another 50. I'm going to short 50 Bitcoins that I've got ready on standby to trade. So if it breaks out of here, you let the consolidation happen. Okay, but first of all, you notice it on a higher time frame. Okay, you're going to notice the breakout on the higher time frame like that. And then you go to his low time frame, and whatever the fuck pattern it does, that's where you short it after. So it falls down, it consolidates, perhaps it keeps going to that trend line. You never know, it might even make a higher high. But preferably, the ideal setup to take is it goes lower, it drops, it breaks that trend line, clearly broken. Let the motherfucker consolidate, okay? Let it consolidate, and then as it breaks down, that's where you continue the pattern. Do you understand that? That's the key. Let me give you an example with real life scenarios of shorting. Oh, guys, by the way, my ultimate bull market strategy guide is released in 3 days. And also the ultimate bear market strategy guide is going to be released 2 weeks after the bear market ends. So buy my content, everybody. Actually, I was just joking, but I should probably do that too. Write an ultimate bear market strategy guide. Did you guys know that every time I make a guide, how much money it takes away from me? Like the ultimate bull market strategy guide, I'm just about to give you examples. Don't go anywhere. When I wrote the ultimate bull market strategy guide, it took 300 hours away from me. So when you think of 300 hours, that's like, if I traded 40 hours a week, right? That's like 8 weeks. That's 2 months of trading that takes away from me. So if I only make $50,000 from my courses, which sounds about right, I'm taking away like, do you think I could make more than $50,000 profit day trading? Yeah, I think I could probably double that or triple that. So every time I make a course, it takes away so much of my fucking time. So that's the reason why I charge for it, because it's so good, the content. But not only is it so good, but like it's going to help you as well. And it's taking a lot of time away from me. Okay, so let me show you a bear market strategy guide. You look for a consolidation pattern where it breaks first. Okay, simple break. Like that's a break. Would you agree? This is a break. Would you agree? This is a break. Would you agree? But how do you know to enter on that break? How do you freaking know? How do you know? How do you know? You don't know. And the way you don't, if you don't know, that's fine. So what you do, I agree with you, Saeed. So what you do is you see the break now. Don't panic. Don't be scared. It just broke a major trend line. You now go to a low time frame, like a really low time frame. Let it consolidate. Okay, let it consolidate and form a pattern. So let's see where we can enter it next. So right here, it makes a low. A pattern could be considered a support. So here, it makes a low, clearly. Okay, I'm going to go to lower time frame now that, or high time frame, now that I've got a little bit of a support there where I know that that's going to be the break. So let's see if it forms a pattern. Oh, it forms a pattern. Look at it. You give it time, it forms a pattern, and you're just going to short it on that pattern break. No matter what. Boom. Okay, you're in it now. Okay, you're in. No, not yet. Not quite. Well, yeah, you could be in it, but you're not going to stop yourself out because it never went back up there, right? So you shorted it on the break, or maybe I didn't draw it properly enough, but that looks good. So you let the big break happen first that I showed you for that bearish flag. Let the small drop happen. Look for a pattern that's going to consolidate, and then you short it after that. Your options are to short it on the break of a trend. Options are to short it on, sorry. Your options to short it is when a trend line forms in a pattern, whether it's sloped or a triangle or a flag, whatever, or you're going to short it on the break of the low that it just made. So your options to short it is there or here. Okay, so those are your options. Let's see what happens. So you would have 100% won this trade. You wouldn't be stopped out yet. Like you're stopped out, it would be like somewhere up there for a longer term position. Let's just keep going over here. I'm gonna remove this. Pretty sure you win this trade. There you go. You win this trade 100%. So there's no point of stopping yourself out. Like when it comes to big day trading positions and longer term, you can't go for that 1% bullshit. That 2% bullshit that everyone teaches you guys. Ooh, stop yourself out at 1%. You're gonna get stopped out all the fucking time if you keep stopping yourself out for 1%. So, DL, no, it is not an Islamic wedding because Uraz is not Muslim and I'm not either. So, even though even though Turkey says that they're like 95% Muslim in Turkey, they're really not. They're like traditional. They're not traditional Muslims like from from Middle Eastern or more like Arabic countries. Not a lot of people speak Arabic in Turkey. It's more like what the government denounces them, like what the government decides to say they are. But like a lot of people are very, very modern in Turkey, and I don't know a lot of Muslims myself, but I'm sure that there are, of course. But you'd be surprised, even though Turkey seems like a high concentrated Muslim country, it's not, man. People are very, very modern here. So do you guys see the strategy? You breaks down, you get a small retracement, then you short it on the low. So that's one example. Another example that I'll give you, just so you're clear about how these strategies work, is for example here. So do you see I drew this earlier? I drew it earlier, and now it breaks the trend line with a gigantic force. You're never going to catch that gigantic drop probably. So you wait for the continuation pattern on the next one, just like that. I can show you this in a million different ways. There's literally like a million different trades where you short continuations. So going back to here, what you're going to do is you're going to short, not on the break, but you're going to wait for this final fifth subwave to, yes, I am living in Turkey, Sergo. Good place. My wife is Turkish. We're getting married on Monday or Tuesday. No, hold on. Sunday, we're getting married. Hold on, it might be Monday. I don't remember. We're just going to the office to get married. We're not having our ceremony and shit till later. I got no time for that, man. I'm too busy with crypto. I don't give a shit about spending $100,000 on the wedding, nor does she care about it. Would I rather spend $100,000 on the wedding for a one-day event or put that into crypto where I can make $1 million? Right? I'd rather make $1 million. Because when you think about it, I don't want to have a $1 million wedding. Because if you put in $100,000 into a wedding, that's pretty much what you're missing out on in the market if you're going to not invest. So, you know what I mean? And my wife is the same way. She's like, I'd rather make $1 million than a fucking wedding. I'm like, yep. So, I'm not going to miss my wedding because Igor, you're going to be there for me as my replacement. Just kidding. So, I'm waiting for that break. I'm waiting for the continuation. This was the emergency. The emergency is we could be at a top soon, but there's no entry if there's no break. Remember that. If you enter now, you're an idiot. Sorry to say, but you're a fucking idiot if you enter short right now because you're just guessing now. You wait for the break to happen, and then you wait for a consolidation pullback, then you enter it. That's the way that you trade this. Because for all we know, we can still spike up. So if you take a look at the weekly, I'm not saying that you're an idiot. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm saying that you need to learn some more important vital skills for trading if you're gonna, you know, think about entering. So I'm gonna show you one more thing where the bullish case. So the bullish case is this. You look at here, we're not really exactly there yet. Okay, we're not there yet. I mean, there could still be a wick going to the upside because there were wicks there. So the bullish case is that we're probably gonna go a little bit higher, but not that much higher. Okay. So we might go a little bit higher, just be honest. But that's the break. The key break right now is waiting for this guy to do something. I mean, there's one of two cases. We go to like maybe 23,800. That's what I predict. Or we just break out of here. Either way, it's going to respect this trend line. This trend line's been forming for like 12 hours now. So even if it does go a little bit higher, who cares? This is going to be the same trend line break, pullback, continuation, short on the pattern break, or short on the lower low that breaks it. So that's the emergency, that we're now close to a top, and there's no doubt about it. And there's a major trend line that looks like it wants to break eventually. And maybe it's gonna go to like a slightly higher top, but realistically, it won't, in my opinion, if I had to really guess. But either way, we have it all planned. Do you guys see that? We literally have it all planned. We know exactly where the breaks are. We know exactly how high it can get, which is around 23,800. We know where the resistances are, like the hard resistances. We know where the possible drop is as well. So that's it. Now it's time for you guys to just wait to see how this plays out. And I will talk to you guys sometime soon because I got to get back to some wedding planning stuff. And just to be clear, like this was supposed to be only for private members today. I only streamed public because I didn't have time to set up all the options and shit. So yeah, and guys, if you want to buy the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy course, I can guarantee you one thing. It's probably going to help you a lot It's not going to guarantee that you'll make a lot of money from it because you never know. You never know if it's going to work out for you or not, right? Just because you buy the content doesn't mean you're going to do well. It depends on how much you study, how much work you put into it. But I would really consider buying it right now. And I only have 100 slots, guys, where people are going to get 40% off. And I've got over 100 people in the wait list already. I've got 300 people on the wait list that want it. So how it's going to work is I'm just going to DM each person, and the first 100 people will get the 40% off. So it's kind of like a lottery now. But if I feel nice, I'm probably going to allow more people to buy it. But I don't think I'll do that because I don't feel like sharing my strategies with everybody. That's the fucking truth. It's like you got a golden goose that lays golden eggs. I don't want to share my strategies with everybody and dilute the market. So that's kind of the goal. If you want to make a purchase to guarantee a slot, DM me. I will send you the payment link by crypto or by credit card. That's it. I got to go back to my wedding stuff. Bye, guys. Take care. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. Good luck. Don't lose money. Don't enter before confirmation. Don't you fucking dare enter before confirmation. You will lose if you enter without confirmation. So I apologize for swearing. Bye, guys.